Sixers fans, let me sound off real quick. What a game. What a performance. What a game. Oh my God, I am on the edge of my seat right now. 103-98, I think the final score was. Sixers beat the Bulls. Unbelievable performance by a lot of guys. Seth Curry, George Niang, of course, and DeMar DeRozan. I mean, that guy had like 37 points. He was completely carrying Chicago at one point. Chicago's a really good team, man. That's a good basketball team. That's going to be a team that's going to be tough to beat in the playoffs because they are a fourth quarter team. They come back a lot. I mean, they did it to Boston. I was worried about it tonight. You know, we were up 12, I think, going into the fourth quarter. I was worried about it because, you know, it's going to be a close game because Chicago's a tough team. They have good fourth quarter scorers. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are really good shot creators, and that's going to be really impressive. Really, really hard to beat in the playoffs. So hats off to them. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what KOT4Q and like Rusty Buckets are about to say because, you know, obviously they're Bulls fans. I'm excited to watch those videos tonight. But Philadelphia came out guns a-blazing from the very, very jump. They have been playing the best basketball I've seen this basketball team play in the past couple of years lately. I mean, this is back-to-back games where we have won against playoff teams without two of our top three players and three starters. I know Danny Green started against Portland, but he was out at halftime, and it's when we won the game. He didn't play tonight. We had Matisse Thybulle kind of starting at the 4 tonight, and that's what I've been preaching for. I think Matisse has played that role so well. He looked really, really good tonight. I don't have a box score in front of me, but I'm sure he racked up at least 2 blocks, 2 steals. He was flying all over the place. He was unbelievable. What I'm most excited about with this Sixers team is right now, we are beating really, really good teams without Tobias Harris, like I said, without Ben Simmons, obviously, without Danny Green lately, and the fact that Embiid is just not really playing very well. I know he had 18 points tonight, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, I think it was. That's a good stat line, but like he just isn't the dominant Embiid that he was last year. He hasn't shown that yet this year. He hasn't been that low post dude, take it to the rack and dunk on a guy. He hasn't done that. He's been settling for a lot of outside jumpers. He's been settling for a lot of mid-range shots, and it's not great. He doesn't look great. He looks not really well conditioned, and normally I'd be very upset about this because in any other season ever, we would be losing these games by 15 points. But this year, it's just a different story. This year, it's a different story. Philadelphia is playing fantastic basketball. They really are. I mean, there's only so much you can say about them. They look so good. The ball movement looks so good. George Niang is playing out of his mind. I mean, this is the best he's ever played in his career. Finally, a team gives him a big opportunity. Niang is an absolute automatic bucket. Dude, I'm a George Niang stan. I was talking to one of my subscribers, Pat, about Furkan Korkmaz, and dude, he had another good game. Defensively, he's been playing so much better. He's just been a better basketball player. He's more comfortable with the ball in his hands. He's one of the better guys right now for the Sixers, one of the more dependable guys at least. And I think it's about time I make an apology video at some point. I would like to see a little bit longer of a sustainability, but if this is going to keep up, it's going to be on the way. And I know how much you guys want to see it, and I know how much I don't want to make that. So there's a possibility for that, guys. Shake Milton had a good game. Shake Milton hit a big-time shot in the third quarter. Dude, we had a stretch in the third quarter where it was just like 3 straight possessions of threes for each team, and it was just beautiful basketball. Chicago's a good team, man. Chicago is not a fluke. That team is not going to drop out of the top 8. I don't think they're overrated. I think that's a really good team. I think they're deep. Ayo Dosunmu, dude's nice. He's going to be a good ball player when he gets some playing time. Tyrese Maxey played his heart out tonight. He finishes around the rim like a 20-year vet. He really does. He is so elite at finishing around the rim. It's art to watch. And when he gets to the line and he knocks his free throws down, it's great, dude. Tyrese Maxey played a fantastic game. Defensively, he played really well. He's been stepping it up lately. Matisse Thybulle even hit a 3. We love seeing that. Dude, it's just everybody contributed. And that's not really Sixers basketball usually. Over the past couple of years, it's never really been everybody contributes, but everyone's contributing right now for Philadelphia, and that's why we ended the home stretch 3-0. You know, that's a really, really big home stretch. If you look back at right after the Sixers lost to the Nets. That was a borderline breaking point for this team. The team could have easily just not pulled it together and played well. And I think it's like the Boston Celtics, who are currently 2-6 right now. The Celtics have lost a couple of close games. They could have easily had 4 wins, 5 wins right now. And it's because their lack of leadership. And I think if you look in Philadelphia right now, if you look in the locker room, if you look in the clubhouse, these dudes want to win. These guys like playing with each other. It's not just for the media when these guys are saying they're having fun, they're going out, they're doing team bonding activities. You can genuinely tell that that's exactly what these guys are doing. They're taking the time, they're putting the work in to become closer as a unit, and the chemistry has looked better than I've ever seen this team. This is the most exciting team I've ever watched. I think it's interesting to see if and what happens when Ben Simmons comes, because you would imagine that's not going to be the same. It's beautiful. It really is. To know where Philadelphia was 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and knowing how close we were to being a play-in team, and I'm not even exaggerating about that, to losing Tobias Harris and winning 2 games against 2 good teams that we would never have won before. Never have won before. I'm still exuberant, I think I just made that word up, on the Portland Trailblazers win because of the fact that we won that without 3 of our best dudes, our 3 max contract guys. Damian Lillard makes more in a season than any other dude on the Sixers who played that night in a season. I mean, that's bonkers. That's genuinely bonkers. You don't see what the Sixers are doing right now a lot. That Chicago Bulls team's a good team. DeRozan is having, 6 straight games of 20-plus this year? That's super impressive. Lonzo Ball is an absolute bucket and a great defender. Alex Caruso is a fantastic defender. He might be an All-NBA defense guy this year, and I'm not kidding about that. Caruso is really a good on-ball defender. He's a really, really good defender, and this Bulls defense in general is very, very good. I think the one hole that Chicago has that's going to hold them back from being good, 2. 1, Patrick Williams is out for the year. That's tough. I think Javonte Green plays really good basketball. I love his hustle. The way he crashes the boards and the way he kind of takes on that glue guy role is beautiful. I love the way Javonte Green plays the game of basketball. I think Derrick Jones could do the same. Not at as of an efficient rate, I should say, but I think Derrick Jones is a good ball player. That's Archbishop Carroll standing up right there. And I think their biggest hole is Nikola Vucevic right now. He doesn't look great. I mean, I don't know what the box score was, but don't think he had 10 points tonight. And he kind of just has put himself as a stretch 5, like an uncomfortable stretch 5, when I think everybody knows, especially him in Orlando, he's way more than that. Way more than that. I know Embiid is a tough matchup for him because it's kind of his game, but he's just way worse than Embiid at that. But yeah, Vucevic is not playing well right now, and he did not look good tonight. So that's the levels of concern for Chicago, but they're a good team. They're a playoff team. They're not a fluke. So hats off to them again. And I also want to end this video on saying Seth Curry has become a genuine shot creator in the fourth quarter. I mean, this is a couple of games in a row now that he has been that guy in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was a terrible pass by Embiid to Seth Curry in the fourth, and on our final possession, Seth somehow manages to corral that ball and hit a contested fadeaway elbow jumper that hit nothing but net. I mean, he has been just an example of underrated, and the fact that we traded Josh Richardson, who is garbage, and a second-round pick, I think that turned into and conveyed into Tyler Bay for Seth Curry, is probably the biggest trade steal that the Sixers have made in the last 10 years. And I'm not kidding about that. That's the impact of Daryl Morey. So to those all who are freaking out about keeping on Ben Simmons and Morey doesn't know what to do, Morey's not knowing what he's doing, he's not a good GM, he's a stud. Then Seth Curry is the perfect example of why he is so good at what he does. And I mean, you can't talk fourth quarter without Furk. Furk obviously is just a fourth quarter dude. Dude's been playing his butt off in the fourth quarter. And for Embiid being basically a ghost and just not really being very good throughout the entire game, he caps off the game with an unbelievable block. I mean, that's what Embiid does. Like his chase down blocks are spectacular. The way he just pinned DeRozan. And look what happens when you challenge a play, Doc Rivers. You win them. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Doc Rivers. Good for you, dude. Maybe you're learning. Sixers go to 6-2. I like the sound of that. That's top of the conference right there. Unbelievable job. Unbelievable night. Unbelievable win. Kudos to everybody. Kudos to Niang. George Niang gang. Can we make that a thing? Can we patent that? The Greg Melly Niang gang. So if you guys want to join the Niang gang, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace out, guys. I'll see you later.